Hear now the history, stretching back almost 2,000 years before the great kingdoms of Oyo and Benin ever drew their first breath. It is a story of roots and earth, told by the whisper of the bellows and the silent strength of the clay. This is the tale of the Nok, a vast, scattered people who emerged in the heart of central Nigeria. They weren't building grand, centralized cities. They were dispersed homesteaders, held together not by a king's decree, but by technology and ritual. Their entire economy, the very breath of life, rested on a specialized trinity: the Agbe, the farmer, who held the black earth's promise; the Olule, the iron master, who commanded the gift of fire; and the Ashishe, the clay shaper, who captured the face of the ancestors in baked earth. In the earliest days, life was a physical endurance test. Every harvest was a victory hard won against the limitations of material. Simple, demanding stone. Then came the inciting incident: the mastery of iron. The Olule, the iron master, independently developed the skill to extract and forge metal. Sub-Saharan Africa, right here, appears to have skipped straight to the Iron Age. This achievement made the Nok the first known culture in West Africa to perfect iron-smelting technology, likely between 750 and 550 BCE. These furnaces, demanding immense heat, required staggering quantities of charcoal, the price paid for the new technology. The results, though, were revolutionary: durable iron tools. This new efficiency meant the Agbe could finally generate a substantial agricultural surplus where only subsistence had existed before. This surplus was the singular dividend that allowed the Nok to feed individuals who did not farm, the full-time specialists like the smith and the sculptor. Iron technology, it turned out, was the indispensable economic engine that generated the time, stability, and wealth for all the later ritual and artistic heights. With the agrarian economy stabilized by metal, the life of the Ashishe, the sculptor, began to flourish. Nok became known for creating the earliest large-size sculptural tradition in sub-Saharan Africa, rendered in terracotta. The most significant complexity of the Nok culture lay not in political centralization, which evidence suggests was minimal, but in the remarkable standardization of these ritual objects across their vast territory. The Ashishe became the indispensable engineer of Nok's social unity, using clay to reinforce shared ancestral reverence across immense distances. The specialized goods of the smith and the sculptor were, quite literally, the currency of the Nok. They even developed a sophisticated logistics system, using dugout canoes on rivers like the Gurara to move their trade goods. And what were they trading? Technological superiority, iron tools, and high-value ritual objects, the terracotta, for prestige items unavailable on the plateau. The discovery of a Nok figure, wearing a seashell ornament on its head, suggests a profound, if indirect, connection extending all the way to the Atlantic coast. You have to admire the nerve of a dispersed people building a continent-spanning supply chain. Yet, the success of the specialized economy concealed a critical vulnerability. The technological advances that brought efficiency simultaneously introduced a profound ecological threat. The Olule's powerful craft, smelting iron, demanded unrelenting resources, primarily wood for charcoal. Every tool forged and every harvest secured meant a deeper erosion of the timber necessary to fuel the next cycle of production. This increasing reliance on deforestation represented a self-imposed constraint on their continued prosperity. Around the 2nd century CE, the intricate balance began to falter. The specialized economy was ultimately too dependent on an unchecked input: timber. The demand for charcoal, compounded across the dispersed settlements, led to regional deforestation. The forest cover was lost, leading to soil degradation, breaking the crucial link in the economic chain. Without a stable agricultural surplus, the specialized crafts starved. The furnaces fell silent. The magnificent terracotta became an unaffordable luxury. The archaeological record reflects this failure, showing a sharp drop in pottery production in the final centuries of the culture.